Welcome back to another Boomer Bust editorial. I'm your host, Terry, and today I'm talking about I want the Pro Bowl changed. A lot of us been talking about Pro Bowl being changed, and they've done things to kind of switch it up. And honestly, I wasn't going to, I wanted to do this originally, but then I decided not to. But then after watching the actual Pro Bowl, decided I need to talk about it. So I will start off by acknowledging some of the changes that I wanted that they actually did. Now, not saying that they did it because of me, but these are changes that I've been, tweeting about, emailing to all the suggestions whenever they ask. I always say this. And number one was the skills challenge. For a good long while, we had the skills challenge, kind of disappear. And just thinking about, when I was younger, and really into the Pro Bowl, just kind of how cool it was to see them go out there and compete. And you saw the NCAA kind of keep that up with the NCAA All-Stars Skills Challenge. So to see them to continue it on and the NFL not do it was kind of weird. I just remember all these things they did. And even though they don't have, some of the cooler ones like the strongman competition or the 40-yard dash fastest man, it still was, cool remembering back, Sean Memmerman doing the obstacle course and, Larry Allen dominating the strongman competition, all those type of things. So eventually they brought it back. They put their new age twist on it. They put that twist on it where, they kind of had the drone drop, which they got rid of this year, but I actually kind of like that one. But adding the one hand catch to the hands competition and kind of changing what that is. And I'm not even sure I like that, to be honest. Cause it used to just be the jugs machine. So there's that. The precision passing is different, but I'm fine with that. But anyway, they brought it back and it was just kind of different, adding the dodgeball to it and all that. And so, while I think some of the events can still be improved upon, especially that 40-yard splash they had this year. That was stupid. But, the events can be improved, but it does bring back that element of the guys kind of having fun with some of their competitors and them kind of laughing and, competing against the AFC and the NFC. So you did get to see that again. So that did kind of help. So that's one thing that they did. And this year they did a little bit of it, but this year I think they really stepped it up. And for me, it was the biggest thing back in the day, seeing the interviews, because you'll see them laughing during the game or during the skills challenge, but they're competing still. But the interviews, during practice, that was the biggest eye opener to me, just as a young fan. It was just I thought all the time, kind of like Michael Jordan, these people hated each other no matter what, they competed. But then to see them have fun with each other, still compete hard, but to see them have fun with each other at practice, talk crap, then you start seeing some of the personalities. You realize all football players aren't the same. Some of these guys got bigger personalities and they're funny. And so I just always like that. So now it's the mic'd up thing where they kind of are mic'd up during practice, but they also have little segments here and there where people interview a lot more than they did previously. So you got to kind of see that. And I really appreciated that coming back in that aspect. Now I would like maybe a more, intentional, instead of just miking up a bunch of random people and putting the sound on there, but a more intentional, somebody find the most dynamic one and let them host where they go around maybe asking fun questions, whatever. I mean, I remember guys used to recruit each other. Oh man, you're a free agent, come play with us. All that fun stuff just to show them that, this is kind of a camaraderie thing. And so I would like a more intentional effort, but it was nice to see it come back. So I acknowledge all those changes. And I'll even acknowledge in the game, it was a lot more fun. Something I didn't even think about, but Jason Garrett allowing Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon to play DN, where they're rushing the passer. Mike Evans went out there and played corner, and then Jalen Ramsey played receiver. That type of fun stuff. It should, I still don't want it to be lackadaisical. I want it to be kind of competitive. If you dump up, wrap somebody up and you call the ball dead, okay, I'm fine with that. Tag the quarterback, I'm fine with that. We don't got to kill each other. But I want the pass rush to be live. I want the coverage to be live. all of that good stuff. But to have fun with it too, like put people in different positions or whatever, or they had Ezekiel and Saquon in the backfield one time for an option play. Like, I'm totally fine with that type of stuff. Have some fun with it. So that's something we haven't seen really ever. And they really were having fun with it. So I commend them for that. It was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. With all that being said, I want them to make it the last game of the season. And it should be the last game of the season because that will kind of make you feel like there's some competitive juice flowing. It might not be right away at the beginning of the game, but I always felt like eventually there got some type of juice flowing. I know there were some years where it got real bad, but for me, the one thing I love, because I love the interviews, but I used to love when the Super Bowl champs would get to Pro Bowl practice after the Super Bowl. That was the absolute best. Because, and then everybody says, oh, you know, it's the end of the season, they're banged up, they don't want to play. You know who usually didn't show up after the Super Bowl? The losers. The winners always showed up. Like, yes, you want to show up, dude, we the champs, you talk crap, you got bragging rights. People, and then that used to spark it up because it'd be in the middle of the week. And so it'd be kind of fun, lackadaisical. But then the Super Bowl champs did get there and then everybody remembers like, oh crap, you know, they won. That's where we should have been at. And then the juices kind of ramp up. So I always liked that, man. That was one of my favorite things. And you know, I might be by myself. It might be a small thing, but even still, I just think having it be the last game makes it feel more real. Cause even in this Pro Bowl now, if I'm playing, I'm like, yes, it's fun, the money and all the games. But then I got to sit down and watch the Super Bowl next week and the media day and all these things that I wish I was at. I think if you watch that and then the winners come down, it's like, oh man, okay, the season's really over. Like this is my last time to really have some fun. And so I don't know. I feel like it should be the last game of the season. And the second thing, and then the biggest thing really of why I hate it the way it is now is all of these alternatives. And yes, I'll say it. I don't care what Bears fans say. Trubisky has no business being in a Pro Bowl. Not at all. And he's not the only one. There's so many players that I'm just like, wait, why is he here? Why is he here? There's players that don't even remotely deserve to be in the Pro Bowl that are now in the Pro Bowl. And a lot of times when you look back, people don't even differentiate. It's not like 5-time Pro Bowl or 3-time Pro Bowl alternative. No, they just flat out call you a Pro Bowler. I think that's deceptive. It's not really indicative of the skills or talent they have for that year. And I just think it waters down the prestige of it and the competition of it. And so, I mean, yes, all these guys got talent. There's plenty of people that got talent, but doesn't mean they should be in the Pro Bowl for that year. I just think it should be more of an honor. And so that's the biggest logistical part of it being after or before the Super Bowl. It just, this whole alternative things, cause you already got injuries. Now you're taking out more than likely a big group of Pro Bowlers from the teams that make it to the Super Bowl. It's really annoying. Now to me, my proposed change is also, it shouldn't be a fan vote. Fans shouldn't be able to determine who goes to the Pro Bowl. And so I think what they should change it to is the opposite position coaches in the league. So what I would have them do is the defensive line coaches in the league from all 32 teams, they vote for the offensive line Pro Bowlers. And opposite, the offensive line coaches vote for the D-line Pro Bowlers / pass rushers. And just kind of do it that way. And then maybe for like quarterbacks, you have some coordinators weigh in and things like that and really kind of maybe leave the head coaches out of it, or you could put them in. But I think those are the people that appreciate. Now, I hesitate with coordinators because some don't watch as much film, but the position coaches watch all that film. And so I just personally think if you're talking about should fans pick it, not really. And then coaches or head coaches, they're going to be biased and whatnot. But I think the position coaches are voting on who they think is the most one, because even asking players to vote on it, I wouldn't really trust either, because they don't play everybody. And, a lot of times they'll put their friends in. So I think letting the position coaches and the coordinators vote on the Pro Bowlers. And then maybe if you have alternatives, then let the fans vote on who should be an alternative. But I think they should switch that too, because some of the people we get in there shouldn't be in there in the first place either. So that's just my thoughts for the Pro Bowl. I mean, let the interview stuff come back, tweak the skills challenge a little bit, and then move it back and put it in Hawaii. It should be the last game in Hawaii, or the last game of the season in Hawaii. And we should have coaches vote on the Pro Bowlers. That's what I think. So anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you think of the Pro Bowl. Share it around, get the convo started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.